But if you take a step back and survey the wreckage of the bizarre extreme weather just this year, it's nearly impossible to avoid the conclusion that the planet is screaming out an obvious message. Climate change is here. The wolf is at the door. It hit 95 in New York City, 105 degrees in Washington, D.C., 107 degrees in St. Louis. At least 60 people have died due to this heat wave, and this year alone, we've had a staggering 23,984 daily record highs. Just look at this map. These are the places that reported record monthly highs in March. These are the record monthly highs for April. These are for May and for June. And these are the monthly records set for July in just the past 7 days. And the reason we didn't run through a list of maps showing daily record highs for these months is that all of those maps look the same, like this. Ah, yes, you will hear people say, but can we really say that climate change is causing the disastrous weather we're seeing? It's a fair question. My friend, grist writer David Roberts points out that it's entirely the wrong question. No weather event ever has a single cause. The broad question is the increasing carbon in the atmosphere and the climate change it's producing making extreme weather more extreme and more common? And the answer to that is yes. There's been a well-documented, highly resourced, concerted effort, often funded by the fossil fuel industry, that has with evil determination sought to sow doubt among Americans about the basic scientific consensus that our carbon emissions are warming the planet. It's reminiscent of the decade-long battle the tobacco industry waged to discredit the robust and sustained medical evidence that smoking causes cancer and kills tens of thousands of people every year. Eventually, enough people sat in hospitals with dying relatives to realize the truth. That's where we are right now. The question is, will we see it? One of the problems is that climate is abstract and weather is tangible. Most of us don't know climatologists, but we do know weathermen. We watch them every morning or every evening, and they're the conduit through which we get our information about the weather. They are experts that we recognize if we see them in the street. We know their names, and we trust them. And yet, as the New York Times has documented, many meteorologists are downright hostile to the robust, durable scientific consensus that our increased carbon emissions are warming the planet. One of the co-founders of the Weather Channel has denounced global warming as a scam. And in a survey by George Mason University's Center for Climate Change Communication, conducted in 2010, of the 571 TV meteorologists they surveyed, fully 27% agreed. Not just that climate change was unproven, but an actual hoax, a vast conspiracy. Occasionally, you even see meteorologists go on TV. Now, to be clear, Kammerer is no more an authority on climatology than any other meteorologist. What he was doing on air was simply connecting the dots, expressing a view that is in line with and flows from the uncontroversial, peer-reviewed scientific consensus. And it was not a political statement. But the industry of denial I just mentioned and the conservative media that amplifies its message excoriated Kammerer. Michelle Malkin attacked him in a column right next to bête noire Al Gore. And when a producer from Up requested that video we just played for us to air, WRC, which is an NBC-owned and operated station, declined to share it and declined to comment when we asked why. Climate change is here, but for us to have even a shot at saving the lives of future heatwave victims and storm fatalities, the livelihoods of drought-stricken farmers and on, we have to wake up as a society to the peril we right now, face in this dawning disaster era. And for that, we will need many more everyday people like Doug Kammerer to state the obvious, again and again, until it sinks in. I want my guest today to